Before the video starts, I'm in post-production editing the video, and as I'm watching it back, it's quite clear that the audio of the game is super high, so I do apologize if it's hard to hear me at some points. I'll be sure to edit that for the next video, so enjoy the video. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the LMS Playoffs, Round 1 of Season 10. That's right, we are back, and just like usual, well, not like a little bit different this year, but we are back with a playoff video. So, this for Season 10, it's going to be a little bit different. If you were not aware, I went ahead and put all the LMS rosters into NHL, and I actually just got done updating all the rosters post-trade deadline, so hopefully everything is accurate. I will say, after you see all the, because I will show, I think, all the lines for all the teams, so if you see any discrepancies, please let me know, and I can make the adjustments if necessary for next week's video for round 2. But before I even get into the playoffs and anything like that, I do want to just show you guys, because I got a lot of good feedback, but I was able to upload the roster into NHL, so if you're watching, you can go ahead and boot up your Xbox or your PlayStation, and you can go ahead and download the roster. So if you are unaware on how to do that, you just go down here to roster sharing, go to the hub, download community files, and then all you got to do, you see all the popular ones for like franchise mode, but if you just press X or square on PlayStation, you go down here, you just search LMSHL, and there you'll see LMSHL v 1.0 uploaded on March the 8th by myself. That way you can go ahead and download it, and then if there's any changes that need to be made, I can go ahead and do those offline my own this upcoming week, and then that way for round 2 I can put up a version 2 that is more updated if I need to. I tried to make it as up to date as I could, but it is possible that I might maybe have missed a person or two, so if that is the case, I do apologize. But with that all out of the way, because I know that was a big thing from last week, and I do understand, so I was able to get that updated, and we're good to go on that. So, looking forward to what we're doing today. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and boot up a playoff mode, all right? Oops. So, we'll start the playoffs, and we're going to do it based on who is all in the playoffs in LMS, all right? So, let me pull up all of the teams here in the bracket. While I do that, we'll go through this. We're going to best of 7. We'll do 20 minutes because I am planning on like hopping into some overtime games if we have some, and I'll cut some of that out. If you know, I'll get to that in a little bit. Continues OT, all stars fine. We'll continue. So, all right. So now, what we will do is we're going to do all of the teams. So we'll start on the East, and it's going to be Boston versus Pittsburgh. Very good. And then it'll be Ottawa versus Toronto. Ottawa right there. And then we'll do Toronto. The Leafs on the Metro. We got the Rangers taking on the Detroit Red Wings. Very good. And then finally, we have Washington taking on the Devils. The Devils are already there. Capitals, very good. All right. So there are the Eastern Conference matchups, and we'll get into each individual series in just a second. Going out west, we have Chicago taking on Anaheim. Chicago taking on Anaheim. Then we'll go Minnesota, Dallas. That'll be a really good one. Minnesota. Oops, I passed it. There we go. Minnesota and Dallas. Oops. Oh, it's because they're already in here. Hang on. This one's going to be Seattle, and Vancouver is going to be down here. Seattle, so that way we can get Dallas over here. And then we'll go LA and Colorado. Okay. And then we got to go back. We'll just throw Buffalo in there for now. Because this is Vancouver right here. So Seattle, Vancouver is the final Western Conference matchup. Let's throw Colorado right in here. All right, there you go. So here is the bracket for these playoffs. So now we'll go to settings. I just want to make sure injuries are turned off because retired jerseys, whatever. Actually, we'll turn that off because I did try to put some people's numbers in there. Gameplay sliders. I don't. Might be in rules, maybe. Well, regardless, I think I'll make sure that's not on. So we'll start the playoff. Alrighty. Just go to settings real quick. Make sure injuries are rules. I think it's in here. Injuries might not be in here. Good. All right. Just want to make sure of that. Everything else I think is fine. The visual settings, I think it's on overhead, but you're going to have it on true broadcast for our simulation. And then all the on-ice trainer, I think, should be off. Yep. Okay, we're good. Alrighty. So, now that we have all the setup out of the way, what we will do is... Oh, I can't take a look at the lines. Damn, that kind of sucks. Damn, alright. We can't look at the lines, but we can take... Oh, we can't even... I don't think we can even look at that. That is frustrating. Well, I guess we're just got to go ahead and, do we have to, I guess we'll just sim, I never, obviously just doing this on the fly, but I guess we'll just do it one game at a time. So first up, we'll do Anaheim, Chicago. I thought there was going to be like a calendar like in GM or franchise mode. I guess not, which is not a big deal. So what we'll do is, I guess, just go one game at a time here. All right. So we'll go through all the game ones, and we'll just sim to the next game, kind of like we did in the other video. I'll just sim to the next game for the first couple of games, and then once we get some stats going, we'll take a pause and review some of that. So sim to next game. Anaheim goes up 1-0. Okay. LA, Colorado, game 1. We'll sim to next game. LA goes up 1-0. All right, now we'll go to the East. Pittsburgh versus Boston. We'll sim to next game. Boston goes up 1-0. Detroit versus the Rangers. We will sim to next game. There we go. Rangers up 1-0. Dallas, Minnesota. This will be a really good series. I think this might be the best series of the first round. Dallas goes up 1-0. Seattle, Vancouver. I think Vancouver was going to take this. Yeah, and so they go up 1-0. Toronto, Ottawa, another really good matchup here. Toronto up 1-0. And then finally, the Devils and Capitals. Sim to next game. Washington goes up 1-0. Alrighty. So after we have a game played, let's take a look at some of the stats. I hope we can go quickly, like team by team. Or not really team by team, but I guess entire league is fine. So Ferdinand had a 4-point night. Same with Contrix, Skillsy, Jalen, Vro, Cossack, Stale Cracker. All these guys, very good. Just keep on going down. See some of the players in here. Very cool. Some guys are, if you are also not aware, some guys I had to throw in as like filler. So like this Robert Lano guy and this person are just, they're like, what, 74, yeah, they're bums. So I just had to throw them in there just to fill out the rosters. But most of the guys should be LMS guys. All right. So there is the first games done. We'll go through the next couple here, and then we'll start to really get into it. Okay, so we'll go through games 2 and we'll get to the elimination games. Once we get to game 4, I think we can really get into the simulation. All right, so we'll just fly through it again. All right, so next game. So Chicago ties it up. LA is up 2-0. All right. Boston's up 2-0. Okay. Rangers up 2-0. Can Minnesota tie it up? Yes, they can. Seattle, Vancouver. Can Seattle tie it up? No, they cannot. Vancouver's up 2-0. Toronto and Ottawa. Leafs go up 2-0. And the Devils and Capitals. Washington goes up 2-0. Alrighty. Game 3s now. Chicago's up 2-1. LA, Colorado. Colorado gets one back. Okay, Boston, Pittsburgh, pivotal game 3. Boston's up 3-0. Rangers, Red Wings. Rangers up 3-0. Big game here for Minnesota and Dallas. Dallas wins it. Can Vancouver go up 3-0? Yes, they can. Ottawa and Toronto. Toronto can put a stranglehold in this series, and they do. 3-0 for the Leafs. And Caps, Devils, 3-0 for Washington. Okay, so now we can we'll skip ahead. Like, we'll fast sim like the 2-1 series, but in the 3-0s, we'll jump into them. So Anaheim is down 2-1 to Chicago. Let's see if we'll sim to the next game here. They tie up the series. Okay, same for LA. Colorado tie it up. No, they cannot. They're down 3-1. All right, Pittsburgh and Boston. We're gonna jump into this. All right, so we'll go. We'll sim through the first 2 periods, and then we'll do a ×8. Boston's up 2-0. Presti gets one, and some random second period now. Pittsburgh gets one back. Laruski. I hope I said that right. All right. Pittsburgh needs a goal to tie and extend their season. They're down 3-0. Boston with a power play. They do not score. Pittsburgh ties it up, though. Beniers scores one on VU. 2-2 in the third. Are we going to get some overtime? Maybe. Oh, minute and a half left. 1 minute left. No, we go to overtime. All right. So let's jump into overtime and see who can get the game winner. All right, here we go. Overtime of Game 4 with a goal here for Boston. They will advance to the second round. Pittsburgh's going to look to extend their season for another day. Offsides. And because overtime can be a bit of a drag, any kind of filler I'll just edit out later on, and we'll get to some of the highlights. But we'll see if we can get an early goal here. 7 seconds. Skillsy. Good save. Get a face-off. Face-off. Won by Pittsburgh, but Boston gets it. Presti winds and blasts. That got blocked in front. There's Snow KD. Up to Beniers. He got the game-tying goal. Makes a move, but he can't get around King Neymar. Moonrocks up to Vro now. Cutting through center ice. Into the middle, but he lost it there. Beniers has it for Pittsburgh. Here's owner Snow. Snow can't get through. Snow KD's got it. Now gives it to back to Snow. Lost it now. Presti. Vro just dangling over and over again. Here's Snow KD, though. He dangles into the inside, and his shot gets blocked. Moonrocks crossing the blue line. Into the middle. He lost it. Backhander. Good save. Face-off won by Boston. Grizz at the point. Good save. Muxie's got it in the corner. Battling 2 Penguins. Puck gets in the middle. A good save. Parksy's got it for Pittsburgh. Through center ice. Onto the right wing side. Parksy evading 2 Bruins. He throws it to the middle. Good save. Rebound right there. Good save by VU. And we get a whistle. Killer making some nice saves for the Penguins. On 40 shots. Face-off won by Pittsburgh, but they can't get it. Boston now controls. Nuxie windmilling and gets dumped. I think Whedon is a shitty player, but he turns it over. Alpha's got a breakaway. The series on his stick. He cuts in. He scores. Alpha winning it for Boston, and they move on. Bad turnover by Pittsburgh leads to the breakaway, and Alpha makes no mistake. A good season for Pittsburgh ends in heartbreak, and that is all she wrote for the Penguins. Boston sweeping the Penguins, and they are moving on to the second round. All right, we'll go on to the next one. All right, well, that was a very exciting game there for the Bruins. Sorry to the Penguins. We'll move on now to the Rangers and the Red Wings. The Rangers are up 3-0 as well, and we'll jump right into it. All right, here we go. First period, 1-1. Grigor gets a goal for the Red Wings. Some random for the Rangers. Second period now, 5-1 Rangers. Oh, my God. Snake. I don't know if that is a real person or not, but Kafide and Sipe all score. Mooner gets yanked. That's a tough one for the Red Wings, and they are down 4 goals in the third period. Will they get any fight back? They put 36 shots on the net. Halfway through the period, they have no answer this so far in the third. Down to 6 minutes, 5 minutes left. 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is it. The Rangers sweeping the Red Wings in convincing fashion in this one. Let's take a look at the 3 stars. Dark Times making 37 saves for the Rangers. Snake with a goal, and Ford also with a goal. Very good. So, Rangers move on. Red Wings go home. Move on now to the Wild and the Stars. We'll sim to the next game there. Minnesota ties it up. Very good. All right. It's going to be a good one there. Seattle finds themselves down 3-0 to Vancouver. We'll jump into this one. Let's see. First period, 1-1. Yucko and Mango getting on the board for their teams. Second period here, 2-1 for Seattle. Jadon finding the back of the net. Here we go. Vancouver, can they tie it up and maybe advance? We'll see. They get a power play early the first 5 minutes. They do not score. Just about halfway. Seattle with a power play. They can extend their lead, and they do. Snipes gets on the board on the power play for the Kraken. 3-1 lead, down to 3.5. 2.5 minutes left. And they hold on. The Kraken avoid elimination and force a Game 5. Ooh, the 3 stars. Hyman, goaltender for the Kraken, making 31 saves. Yucko with a 3-point night, and Snipes also a 3-point night. Kraken stars leading their team. We now move on to Ottawa versus Toronto in a surprising 3-0 series lead, in my opinion. Surprising lead for them. Ottawa, a very well put together team. Can they force a Game 5? Let's find out. All right, first period, 2-1 for the Leafs. Poppy Martins and Jalen scoring, but Dylan gets one back for the Sens. Let's see, second period, no goals. All right, the Sens, their season on the brink. Down a goal in the third. Can they fight back? They're out shooting the Leafs. Perhaps a power play would help them spark the offense. Halfway through the period, nothing yet. Down to 5 minutes left, still no goals. But Toronto, McLean gets one in the third, and a fourth for Marchand, and that is going to be all she wrote for the Sens. They get swept. Yikes. I can't say I saw that one coming. 3 stars. McLean, 3 points. Outlaw making 29 saves on 30 shots, and Marchand with a goal and an assist. Ottawa gets bounced. Will all the Eastern Conference Series be a sweep? We'll find out. Devils find themselves down 3-0. Let's jump in. Game 4. Let's see, first period, they get 2 goals. Buckley gets a goal for the Devils. All right, second period. Still 2-0 New Jersey. Let's see, can Washington close the series out? No, Buckley gets another one. Devils are up 3-0 in Game 4. Down to 7.5 minutes here. Will Washington get shut out in Game 4? And they do. New Jersey with a statement win against the Caps. Stave off elimination. Crispy Bacon, I think his name is, or something like that. Bacon gets a shutout, 30 saves. Buckley with 2 goals, and Gill has an assist and 5 hits. Very good. All right, so not all of the series end in sweeps here. This has been a bit of an interesting series, if I can talk. Anaheim and Chicago, Game 5. tie 2-2 each. We'll send to the next one. And Chicago takes a 3-2 lead. Colorado down 3-1 to LA. Let's jump into this one. Simulate. All right, first period. Let's see, 1-1. Pasternak and Loxy's both scoring. Second period here, 4-1 LA. Packfrax with a natural hat trick in the second period. Oh my God. Alrighty, that's a tough one for the Avalanche. They give up a power play goal. Tiger scores for the Kings, but Avs, they can't score on their power play, and that's going to be all she wrote most likely for Colorado. Another power play for the Avs. They do not score. Down to 6 minutes. LA has a power play. They do not score, but that's going to be it for the Avalanche. They go down 5-1, and they lose the series. LA goes to move on. Packfrax with a 5-point game. Oh my God. Loxy's with 4 points and Tiger with 4 points. Oh man. It's a crazy night for those three. All right. So LA wins in 5. Now we move on to Dallas and Minnesota. Pivotal game 5 here for these two. Listen to the next game. And Dallas goes up 3-2. All right. Seattle, after winning game 4, they look to move on to a game 5 win. We'll see if they can do it. We will simulate this. Yep. All right, here we go. First period here, it is 1-1. 2 randoms. All right, second period here, 2-2. Prod and Snipes both scoring. All right, we got a good one going here. Kraken looking to stay alive once again. Vancouver looking to move on. The Kraken score King Nutty in the high slot. Can Vancouver respond here? 10 minutes to go. Oh, no. Seattle with another goal from someone else. Mellison. 5 minutes left. Vancouver needs some offense late. Can they find some? 1 minute left. No, they don't. Seattle wins another one. Oh, boy. Series is now 3-2 for the Canucks. Sriracha with 2 points, Clamps 2 assists, and Snipes gets the goal there. Alrighty. We now go back east. Washington looking to put this one away at home. Yep, so here we go. Game 5. What can they do here? First period, 1-0 for the Devils. All right. Second period here, 1-1. Ah, yeah, baby. I get on the board. All right. 1-1 game in game 5. Who's going to be a hero here? 9 minutes gone. We're halfway done the period. Will we see overtime? Oh, well, not yet. Gill gets on the board for the Devils. 5.5 minutes left. Can Washington tie it up late? Ooh, 1 minute left. No. Gill with a late goal for New Jersey, and they are right back in it. Let's see. Bacon, another solid game. Gill and myself, also the goal scorers there. All right, 2-1 win. That's a tough one to lose for Washington. But now we shift back west, Anaheim and Chicago. Let's jump into this one. Chicago up 3-2 on Anaheim. Game 6 at the Honda Center. 2-2, a wild period here. Devils rock, and then this, I forget who that is, and then Ultimate Joe. He scores to tie it back up late. All right, second period here, 3-3, okay. Cracky gets one, and a shorty for the Ducks, all right. So 3-3 the third. Anaheim looking to force a Game 7, but they take a penalty in the third. They kill it off. Power play for the Ducks. They do not score, okay. Down to 5 minutes left. Will we get overtime? Maybe. Let's see, down to 1 minute. Well, less than a minute left. No, we go to overtime. All right, let's jump in. All right, here we go. In Anaheim, overtime just about to start. Faceoff is won by the Ducks. Here's Cotton. Chicago's up 3-2 in the series. Cracky dangling through the zone. To the middle, elite flow, bro. He lost it. Good play by the Ducks there. Pass across the ice. Morks avoids a check. Just dump it in behind the net to no one. Good forecheck by the Ducks, and it's covered up by Metro. So we'll get a whistle. Face-off is won by the Blackhawks, but Anaheim gets their Hucks behind the net. And he's trying to pass it over to Crappy, intercepts it, and Headman's cutting. Throws it across ice to Chew. Hucks now has it for the Ducks. He kind of turns it over there. Crappy back over to Chew. Chew will just flip it around the boards. I'm on a plane, gets hit there. I don't know who hit him, but he's got it back now. Chased by Quinney, but he's... Oh, turnover here. Devils rock shots. Blocker save. Rebounds there. They score! Backhands. Wins it for the Blackhawks, and they move on. I don't know who backhands is, but nice job. And Anaheim loses a heartbreaker at home. Let's see, who is backhands? Who is that? The Wolfman. I can't see who it is. Damn. Oh well. Jay Backhands. I think he must have. I'll have to figure that out later. But regardless, good win for the Blackhawks. They move on. Okay, so now here's a big test here. Minnesota versus Dallas. The Stars are up 3-2 in a pivotal game 6 here. We'll jump into this one. All right, first period. Here we go. 1-0 Minnesota. Some random. All right, second period here. 2-0 Minnesota. Another random power play goal from the Wild. Can the Stars respond, or will we have a game 7? Ooh. 5 minutes in, no score just yet. 38-9 on the shots. Oh my God, yo Dallas. Minnesota just pouring it on, and they get another one from Granlund. A power play for the Wild. Can they pour it on some more? No, they cannot. Down to the last minute, and they, with a statement win, will force a Game 7. 44-13 are the shots. Just absolutely domination from the Minnesota Wild. Let's take a look at the 3 stars. This Granlund guy. 2 goals for him. Titanic makes 41 saves in the loss, and Hazen, the other random guy, the other goal for the Wild. So we get a Game 7 for Minnesota and Dallas. Can Seattle go all the way back to force a Game 7? Remember, they were down 3-0. Let's see if they can get a Game 7 here. All right, first period. Vancouver's up 1-0. Nanfee gets a goal for the Canucks. Second period here. No goal, so it's still 1-0. Nanfee with the deciding goal so far. Seattle. Oh, they take a penalty early. Power play for the Canucks. They do not score. Power play for the Kraken. They need it bad. They can't get it halfway through. Still no goals. Vancouver power play. They don't score. Down to 5 minutes. Seattle searching for their last goal. 38 shots to 20 for Vancouver. And they... Oh my God. Elite Assassin with a goal with 17 seconds left. And Seattle, on their last breath, gets it done, and we go to overtime. All right, here we go. In Vancouver. Face-off is won by the Canucks, and we're underway in overtime. A late goal by Elite Assassin got us to this point. Vancouver's got it. They threw it in the front of the net. It's right there. Oh, good save. I don't know if that got hit the side of the net. It might have been. I'm not sure, but Seattle is able to survive it. Jadon crossing the blue line. He gets poked and a big hit. I don't know who got leveled there, but regardless, Maggots got it for the Canucks. Right wing side, he gets hit at the line. And the Kraken will start up. Walken Fax has it on the left wing side. He cuts to the middle, but Kaner will intercept that up to Delusions. Over to Maggot on the right wing side. Cutting in the middle, backhander, glove save by the Kraken netminder Hyman. Face off in the Seattle zone. Fresh legs for the Canucks. They get in front. Mango hit the post. Oh, Mango that close to moving on. Back up top it goes. Van Select's in front. Mango's shot kind of whiffed. I can have it down low. Prodigy trying to center it. He could not. Jadon's got it in the corner. He kicked it down low. Now to Yucko. Up to Rock and Fax. Let's turn back. Behind his own net now. Throws up the Snipes. He turns it over to Prodigy, though. At the point, that shot. Not a lot on it. Went wide. The puck skips back over. One-timer in front. It hit a man. I think it hit Boldy in front of the net on a huge clapper. But Snipes up to Lockenfax. He's dead tired. Lockenfax just takes a blocker's shot. Nice save for Vancouver. Boldy's got it. He gets board played along the wall by Jadon. Prodigy now up to Vancilex. Vancouver's got it. But Seattle will regain possession here. Yucko skates into his own goalie. There it is. Very nice. We'll get a Vancouver power play here upcoming. Prodigy back up to Trevino. Trevino shot. Ooh, hit the side of the net. Maybe I don't know if that ever got to the goalie, but a cross check on Lang gets the Canucks a power play. We'll see Boldy and Mango out here from power play for Vancouver. This is their second unit. And they lose the draw. Clamps has it, and he'll clear it all the way down. Van Selects will ice the puck. Oh, my God. Face off won by Vancouver. Nancy over to Mango. Mango trying to get through, but he could not. It's been a lackluster power play so far for the Canucks. They win the draw again. Dilutions over to Kelman, now over to Boldy. Boldy throwing it on that kick to the corner and picked up by Vancouver. Kelman back to Dilutions. Throw it back to Kelman. Kelman takes a shot, and it didn't really get much on it. Face off here, won by Vancouver. Nice play, and they couldn't get it through. Gucci Finn now to Mango. He gets level. Boldy's got it. Blocker save. Rebounds there. Hit the side of the post. Kelman back up to Dilutions. They got full pressure here. Dilutions gets checked along the wall. Seattle's got it. Melton has it. The blue line, and he'll flip it all the way down. 55 seconds surpassed in this power play. Mango has it for Vancouver. It's a one-on-one. Bring it to Kelman in the middle. Kelman shot glove save. 57 shots, 56 saves. Vancouver gets their top power play unit out. Minute has been gone here. They have not done much in this power play just yet. Lang off for a cross check. Astronaut will play it to Dilutions. Here's Kaner. Across the blue line. Kaner gets leveled. And Yucko's got it over to Stevens. He's got some space, and he'll just advance it himself. He gets absolutely decked. And here comes the Canucks. 3-on-2, and they go offsides. Oh, my God. Face-off won by Seattle. No has over to Clamps. Demo losing it. Now Maggot over to Prague. Now Kaner. He turns it over. They just can't get it really set up in the zone. Kaner now to Prodigy. Here we go. Prodigy across the blue line. He loses it. Oh my God. And Kaner. 15 seconds left in the power play for the Canucks. Naffy to Prodigy. Now to Kaner. Kaner throwing it up to Maggot. 6 seconds left. Maggot to Prodigy. He shoots it, and another save by Hyman. Oh, my God. 2 seconds left in the power play. Vancouver getting the better of the play, but Hyman carrying his team so far. Face-off won by Seattle. They got a guy coming out of the box. 48. Getting harassed. Now King Nutty's got it. Over to Lang. Out of the box he goes. Nutty, he shoots and he scores out of the box to King Nutty. And Seattle on the back of their goaltender Hyman, making all kinds of saves. They get it done. And they are all the way back. They force a Game 7. 58 shots for the Canucks. Not enough. Only one goal. So Seattle forcing a Game 7. We go back east. Can the Devils reclaim some of that magic that the Kraken have found? They were down 3-0. Now it's 3-2. Can they force a Game 7? First period here, they are up 1-0. Buckley, I think he got the last 3 goals in this series. Second period here, 1-1. Sir Spectacles with a blast from the point. Very good. So now, here we go. 2-1. Here's Dorito scoring for the Caps now. But Wolf gets about, oh my God, lots of goals here. Back-to-back goals for the Devils here. And 3 in a row. Livid, Penguin, and Smitty after Wolf tied it up. Now it's 4-2 New Jersey. Power play for the Capitals. Can they get one back? No, they cannot. 7 minutes left, down to 6. 5 minutes is New Jersey. Oh, hang on. Dorito gets one back. Will New Jersey force a Game 7? 2 minutes left, down to 1 minute. Yes, they do. What a third period that was. The Devils come all the way back themselves. Well, we see 2 reverse sweeps here. Wolf with 4 points in that game. All right, so we have 3 Game 7s here. The first one up, Minnesota versus Dallas, as it should be. Jump right into it. Here we go. First period here. Actually, you know what? Screw it. We're going to go. We won't sim any of the periods. We'll just go right through all of them. Minnesota early power play does not do anything, but Dallas, cruel product at the side of the net, gets the first goal of Game 7. Another power play for the Stars. They don't score. Minnesota gets a power play, but we get to intermission. Can they score early in the second? They still have the power play. They don't score on it. All right, it gets killed off. Shots are relatively even. Oh, but Minnesota ties it up. Honka gets one back for the Wild. Power play for the Wild. They do not score. Down to 5 minutes in the second period. Even game so far. 1-1. Shots are 17-18. Minnesota leading by a shot. Here we go. Third period comes down to this. Game 7. Power play for the Wild. It's a long one. And they get a goal. Bella Grant scores on Titanic. Halfway through the third period, Moxie gets it back for the Stars. It's 2-2. 5 minutes left. Power play late for the Stars. Can they score? No, they don't. And we get a Game 7 overtime. Here we go. Alrighty, Game 7 overtime in Minnesota. Winner move. Next goal gets the team to the second round. Here's Stas. Oh, he's a good shooter. Good save by Titanic. He fresh. Now to Ferdinand. Baller. He gets leveled. Stas picks it up for Minnesota. He's got it now, but he loses it. Now Baller at the red line. Gaining possession in the zone. A one-timer didn't get through. Dome Beers, I think, picked that one off. Stas. Over to Hyplet. Chance. They both get absolutely leveled. Baller now to Contrix. Contrix cutting to the corner in front, and a big cheese save will stop play. Leading the rush here, King Triton across the blue line, stops, and he gets poked. Oh, God, they're so competitive. There's Alex Skies. In the middle, kicked aside by Big Cheese. Skies now up the crowd. Just blast it. Rebounds there. Good save by Big Cheese and a recovery save for the whistle. Top line out for the Stars here. He fresh wins it back to Bohica. He blasts it. It gets blocked. Bohica. Now to Ferdinand. Ferdinand gets checked. Mayo shot gets blocked. He gets it back his own rebound. Now to Bohica. He flips it on net. Hit the side. Triton picks it up. Stars have full pressure while they're gassed. Bella Grant cutting to the middle. He gets checked. Matthew shot. Kick save by Titanic. Gonna get a whistle. Minnesota comes back with their top line. But Dallas still has theirs out, and they win the faceoff. Contrix. Cutting for the zone. He just couldn't really get it back to himself. Hyper chance to Stas. Stas dangling his way through. He gets stiff check there. Passing it back to the point. Kept in. There's Stas to the middle. A chance. Vertanen. He can't shoot it. Oh, my God. Bronco keeps it in for Minnesota. Okay. One-timer Vertanen. A big save by Titanic and Contrix. A 2-on-1 potentially for the Stars. Contrix in on goal. Shoots glove. Saved by Big Cheese. Back and forth. They go in overtime. Oh, huge save by Big Cheese there. Look at that. Just dominating in overtime. Stars change the lines. Minnesota keeps their top line out. It's won by Dallas. Oh my God, it was right there. Oh, who was that? I think it was Moxie. He's had the game on his stick and the series on his stick, and he couldn't put it home. Or no, it might have been Alex Skies, actually. What a save by Big Cheese. Face off here, won by Dallas. Skies had it, goes behind the net. Mr. Abrams picks it up for Minnesota. Otten's in on the right wing side, cutting to the middle, and he just turns it over. A lot of danglers on the ice. Stas in the middle. He scores! Hyper chance from a pass from Stas in Minnesota to wins it. Oh my God. Big Cheese with a bunch of saves in overtime. And he gets rewarded at the other end of the ice. What a pass from Stas. Good finish from Hyper chance. And Minnesota will move on. Let's take a look at this goal here. Just kind of a nothing, not a lot going on, like a board play. Stas comes in, he kind of pokes it down. Ottensen gets checked there by Alex Skies, but then just dishes it right to the middle. And Hypla Chance makes no mistake. He just barely gets it under the blocker, I think. Yeah, right there off the pad. And there she goes. That's all she wrote. Alrighty, so Minnesota moving on. Let's see who I think they'll play Chicago. I don't know. We'll get to that later on. But now here we go. Seattle-Vancouver, Game 7. Now remember, Seattle coming all the way back from 3-0 down. Can they complete the reverse sweep? Here we go, ×8. Dominating the shots early on, but Vancouver, the power play, 5-on-3. Oh my God. And they don't score. It was a long power play. Seattle able to kill it off. And after the first period, Vancouver gets one late. Johansson for Vancouver. They get it. A 1-0 lead after the first. Seattle dominating early in the shots. I think it was like 6-1, but then that 5-on-3 power play, I think, swung the momentum. A double minor high stick, and then El Sriracha with a hooking minor to make it a 5-on-3. Oh, my God. All right, here we go. Second period here. Still 1-0 Vancouver. They make it 2-0 Kelman on the power play. Oh, boy. Trouble. A 3-0 Vancouver. Oh, it's time to panic in Seattle. Van Select makes it 3-0. Well, here we go. 4-0. Oh, Van Selects again. That might be it. I was just about to say, well, Seattle was down 3-0 once in this series. In the games, can they come back from 3-0? Now it's 4-0. I think it might be a little too much to handle for the Kraken. Let's see if they can have any kind of pushback late here. 5 minutes in, they get one. Here's O'Clamps, okay, and Jadon. All right, here come the Kraken. Just like that, back-to-back goals, but Kaner gets it back. 5-2 Kraken with under 7 minutes to play. 5-3 Verano. Let's see, can they get another one late? Can the Kraken? 5-3, down to 2 minutes, 1 minute left, and that is going to be it. Vancouver will move on after one great comeback from the Kraken. Too little, too late, though. There you see the good, look at Van Selects on the defense with a 3-point game 7, including 2 goals. Kaner with 3 points. Dilutions also with 3 assists. All right, so now here we go. The final game of the first round. Washington versus the Devils. Now, the Devils were also down 3 games, and they've come all the way back. Can they get the job done, or will Washington move on? Let's see. Oops. Do times 8. Here we go. Washington, Mr. Des gets a goal for the Caps. A power play for Washington. Again, they don't score. It's a power play goal for the Capitals there. Another power play for Washington, and they score. Kuzi gets on the board. 3-0, and another power play. 3 power play goals for the Capitals. Oh, my. What is going on with the Devils? Interference, elbowing, and a high stick double minor. Oof, tough. And the Capitals 3 for 3 on the power play. Okay. Yikes. Stay out of the box, New Jersey. Here we go. Can the Devils get one back? Here's a power play. A golden chance for them. Oh, it's a long one, and they don't get one. Oh, that's going to be remembered if they don't come back in this game. Down to 5 minutes. Still no goals for the Devils. And we go 3-0 into the intermission. All right, third period underway. Can the Devils get anything back? They get one. Machado. He gets it, but Yasser gets it right back. Oh, boy. Tough one right there. And Washington makes it 5-1. 6-1. Teej gets on the board. Oh, just non-stop relentless from the Caps. And that, Smitty gets one back for the Devils. Okay. I think a little too late, though, for that. They got 40 shots. Oh, my God. Price playing out of his mind. 41 shots. Not enough for New Jersey, and Washington will move on to round number 2. Let's see, 3 stars. Price makes 39 saves. Teej with 4 points. Yasser with 2 points. Oh, my God. Alrighty. So, that is all of the first round series here. Now let's take a look. I think this is how we the bracket. Okay, so this is how. So what we'll do now. So we're gonna pretty much just be done with the simulation here. But what I do want to do is, because I thought I was gonna do this in the beginning of the video, but now I'll just do it at the end. The lines. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna save this. Save file. All right, and next week we'll come back and we'll continue it for the second round. Well, we're just, regardless of what happens in LMS, we'll just continue with this. Or, you know what? Maybe not. We'll see what you guys think. I actually think, because we can do, like a best, like we can lower the teams. We'll see. We can either continue this, or we can start up a new one with less teams. I'm not sure. I'll think about it. But I do know that people did want to see the lines. So what we'll do, and I'll show up the lines, and I'll give you my take on each of the series. All right, because that's what I was going to do, I thought earlier. So we'll do edit lines. All right, so we'll start out, we'll start in the east. All right, we'll start in the east, and we'll start with Boston and Vancouver, Pittsburgh. All right, so we'll go to Boston. So I think Boston is definitely the better team, as you can see, like by their lines. Like these forwards are unbelievable. Like just for some context, I think the best player I created was like 92 overall, 93 overall maybe. So I mean, this is a very, 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 very solid lineup here on the forwards, and then on the back end, like this might be the best decor in the entire LMS. Like if I'm being honest, why is this guy 85 overall? Oh, whatever. Anyway, I think they had the best defense in the entire NHL, or entire LMSHL, and in that you have Veyu, 90 overall. So I think Boston has a great chance. However, Pittsburgh, like I know they got swept in the simulation, but I would not count them out. They got some really good players. Like you look at their forwards, like I like these three guys are very, like, all these guys are I think good. And on defense, you get their top pair, Sask and Christopher. Like I like their top players. The problem that they're going to run into is just the depth. And I do think Pittsburgh will not win this year. I think Boston probably takes it in 5 games. I think Pittsburgh gets 1. But if they get to overtime, like I think anything can happen there. So I do think Boston will take it in 5. Now we'll go to Ottawa versus Toronto here. This will be, I think, the best. This is the best series out in the East. Ottawa is just such a juggernaut. I mean, look at this lineup is just unbelievable. Like up and down here, these forwards are just unreal. Now you look at their defense. I mean, there's a lot to like here, and in the net, I know they got rid of what's his name, Dark Times, but that I guess the question is, will they be able to withstand like Toronto's top players like Martins and all those guys, and limit like these guys, they can definitely play. Like this is a solid team with, I mean, they don't have they have a couple like Jalen's very good, Limit and Martins, but like there's a good balance of depth here as well. And their defense I think is okay, but Outlaw and net I think is pretty good. And I think this series goes 7, and I think Ottawa is going to take it. I just think in a game 7 their top players against Toronto's is just not, it's tough for the Leafs, but I think the Leafs do give them a good run. I think the Leafs win. They do make it close, the series, but I do think they lose in 7. All right, so now we will go to the Rangers and the Red Wings. I don't think this series will be, very close. Bretsky, I think his name is one of the best players in LMS, in my opinion. I've played against him a couple of times when the Caps have played the Red Wings, and he's been very good. But I don't know if they're gonna if their top line here, like Gringo and Brett, I don't know if they're gonna be able to withstand the Rangers. Like the Rangers are just so good, right? And here's their goal, Mooner and Snorf in net for Detroit. But the Rangers are just so good. Like I'll say the Rangers win in 5 here. I think Brett and company might be able to take over one game and just win that. But outside of that, I mean, man, it's tough. Like you got Drysdale and Viper and Emelin and Atkins and like all these guys snake on here on the left side. And then you look on defense and you got Malkin and Sizzy and Cipe. Like they made a good trade with Philly to really bolster their depth here. And then you got Dark Times. So I mean, this is gonna be a tough out for any team. I think this team has a deep playoff run in them, and I think they beat Detroit here in 5. And then finally here we got the Devils and the Capitals. Now, I don't it's for me. It's tough because I'm biased because I'm on Washington. But the Devils, I think we've played them pretty well, and I do think we beat them. I think we probably beat them in 6 games. I think, but they got some good players here, no doubt, and their defense is very solid. Overall, just a pretty well balanced team. I just like the Caps a little bit better. Like we have some high-end talent, no doubt, but also our second, when everyone's together here, I think we have a very balanced team. You got all these guys, like all the names, right? And then you have like, I'm back there, and you got, the defense is solid because you got Macho, Specs, Gator, and our Bobby. I think these four can go up against any forward core in the LMS and be just fine. And Price and net too. One of the most underrated players, I think, in the entire league, along with Beater as well. Like because Beater can also play right wing. So I really like the odds here. I guess Olympio didn't make the cut here, but we have Olympio in here as well. I do like Washington here. I think Caps win in 6. So now we'll go out west. And, the East, as everyone knows, is so much tougher than the West. Like, the Cup champion will certainly be, I think, from the East. But there are some good Western teams, and we'll start here with Anaheim. Now, not really a whole lot going on. A solid team. Just no like, top-line names here. They have solid depth, no doubt. Just not a whole lot. Like, their goalies are the best part of their team. And that could be a good thing, right? But I don't think they have enough to really compete with Chicago here. I think this will be a quick series. I think 4 or 5 for Chicago. This team is solid up and down here. Who was on Jonum? Okay, so he's the one that scored, I think, one of the goals earlier. I just forgot his name. But I think Chicago's forwards are lights out. Their defense is solid, no doubt. And in the net for them, they got Metro and Golden Aces. So I think that's correct. I hope I didn't screw that up. I know Golden Aces got traded at the deadline. So again, if any of these lines are incorrect, please let me know. But I do think Chicago wins this probably in 4. Next, so now here, I think this is the best series though in the entire first round is Dallas versus Minnesota. Now, Dallas has they don't have like a ton of like LG NHL players, but like these guys play a lot together, I know, and they're all very, very solid players all around. So I think Dallas is a bit under the radar here. Like, no one really jumps off the pages like, oh my god, like he's like the top 5 best players in LMS. Like, I don't think that's the case, but there's no like super weak spots. Like, they're good enough everywhere. Now Minnesota, on the other hand, they have some like top, jump off the page names that you like. Stas, super good. Hypochance, super good. Like, all these guys, like, their forwards, I think, are have a bit of a higher ceiling. And then on defense, it's a little weaker. And this is kind of where Dallas their forwards can really make a difference there. But, Big Cheese and net. And so I think it's like a lot of it is a wash, but I do like Minnesota's ceiling better. And for that reason, I think Minnesota's going to win probably in 6. But it'll be a really good series, I think. Now we'll go to LA and Colorado. So here's one where I don't really know what to make of it, because this is kind of the thing where like the whole, like, a lot of the FFs kind of come into play here. Like, Colorado's got a couple good players here. Like, it's fine, right? In the East, this team probably gets swept, respectfully. But like they kind of sneak their way in here, and they're a wild card team, and now they play a tough, I think, a pretty good LA team who has a lot of good players here, like Pack Frax. Like, he had a 5-point game in the sim. Like, it's pretty realistic. On defense, like, they got a lot of good players here. And then in net, you have Sartprons and B-Rad. So I think LA here wins. I think they win in 5, maybe. Like, if they lose 1, just kind of an EA game, maybe. But I think LA wins in 5 here. It'll be a pretty quick series. And finally, we have Seattle versus Vancouver. Now, Seattle, kind of a bit of a rebuilding team, and again, a team that you probably wouldn't expect to make the playoffs, but with the FFs, they kind of just are defaulted in. I their defense is interesting. You have Beefy J down there with King Nutty, and their big free agent signing in O Clamps. Like he's the type of guy that jumps off the page at you, but like just how are they going to score? And then in net, you have Hyman. Can he make a big difference? We'll see. But Vancouver, like, it's a bit of a weird kind of team because they kind of traded a bunch of guys at the deadline, making all these moves. And it's a solid team, no doubt. And I do think they win this. But I just don't really know what to make of, like, the team. They got good forwards. And I think they can probably I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the conference finals. But is this team better than Minnesota? I would say probably not. But it's not by, like, a lot, because I think Zen Astronaut is a very good goalie, one of the more underrated players in LMS. It's a weird team. I'm interested to see what Vancouver does here. I think they will and should win, but we'll see. If they really show me something here, I think they can maybe they do beat a Minnesota if they get that far, or a Dallas, or an LA, right? So we'll see. But those are that's all I got here. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, you can find this roster in NHL now. So if you have any suggestions or anything, let me know. And if not, I will talk to you next week.